Hey guys, it's Rohan here and hope you are all doing great. Now, over the last 24 hours, there's the super interesting fallout of events in the crypto space. Gemini co-founder Cameron Winklevoss has blasted digital currency group CEO Barry Silbert, accusing him of acting in bad faith by stalling on resolving a dispute with Genesis over nearly $1 billion in customer crypto funds. And if we have not met before, in this channel, you will find me every day with my analysis on crypto market and macroeconomic global issues. So do subscribe and let me help you keep yourself updated. So Winklevoss kicked off a Twitter thread by publishing an open letter to Silbert on Monday, claiming DCG and its crypto lending arm Genesis are dragging their heels on a deal to return the frozen $900 million that they owe to the users of Gemini Earn program. Now, I will come to the Twitter thread in a moment, but before that, just giving you a context of the whole situation here. So Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, the twins who founded the Gemini in 2014, after pouring millions of dollars from their Facebook legal settlement into Bitcoin. And Gemini Earn is an interest-bearing program run by crypto exchange Gemini. Customers could transfer existing crypto holdings or easily purchase crypto to transfer into Gemini Earn and then earn an interest for any period of time. They could also redeem their crypto at any time, like staking. Gemini Earn users receive an annual percentage yield APY, and which went up to 8.05%. Now, Gemini Earn had been giving funds to Genesis as a way to generate the program's promised returns. But in November 2022, last year that is, Genesis said it could no longer return customer funds, citing abnormal volumes of redemptions requests after the collapse of FTX. And this ban on withdrawals came after Genesis suffered losses of over $1.8 billion from bad loans it made to failed crypto firms, including hedge funds Three Arrows Capital, which went bankrupt in July 2022, and Sam Bankman-Fried's infamous hedge fund Alameda Research. And now the name Gemini was so stable in the industry. When Gemini launched its GUSD stablecoin in September 2018, it promised users a trusted and regulated digital dollar that would combine the creditworthiness and price stability of the US dollar with blockchain technology and the oversight of US regulators. So Gemini stablecoin was a key selling point for Gemini Earn, which went online in February 2021. So Gemini announced on November 16 that Genesis Global Capital, the crypto lender it partnered with to earn the interest that Gemini gives to its customers for under the Gemini Earn program, was halting fund withdrawals from customers. And this was the message that was published on November 16, 2022. And they are saying, we are aware of Genesis Global Capital, the lending partner of the Earn program, has paused withdrawals and will not be able to make customer redemptions within the service level agreement of 5 business days. And we are working with the Genesis team to help customers redeem their funds from the Earn program as quickly as possible. We will provide more information in the coming days. And further, on December 5, Cameron Winklevoss announced in Twitter on the Earn update that on Saturday, December 3, 2022, Gemini formed an ad hoc committee with other creditors to coordinate efforts and advocate together for a resolution. And he said Kirkland and Ellis has been engaged as counsel for a counsel by the creditors committee to advocate on its behalf. Returning your funds is our highest priority, and we are operating with the utmost urgency. To appease the lawyers, I must clarify that whenever Gemini is referenced in relation to our users, it is acting as an agent on their behalf. This is true for all tweets and messages. Okay, so this is the background that when Gemini stopped customer withdrawal being affected by Genesis. And then came this tweet, which has by now has become super famous in crypto world. So yesterday, he just tweeted this open letter to Barry Silbert, who is the co-founder and CEO of DCG. And let's look at this later. So this is what he writes. Barry, today marks 47 days since Genesis halted withdrawals. I am writing on behalf of more than 340,000 ARN users who are looking for answers. These users are not just numbers on a spreadsheet, they are real people. A single mom who lent her son's education money to you, a father who lent his son's bar mitzvah money to you, a husband and wife who lent their life savings to you, a school teacher who lent his children's college funds to you. So anyway, they deserve concrete answers and we are here to get them. For the past 6 weeks, we have done everything we can to engage with you in a good faith and collaborative manner in order to reach a consensual resolution for you to pay back 900 million that you owe while helping you preserve your business. We appreciate that there are startup costs to any restructuring and at times things don't go as fast as we would all like. However, it is now becoming clear that you have been engaging in bad faith stall tactics. For example, on December 2nd, we expressed our belief that getting everyone in a room together as soon as possible will be the most productive path towards reaching a resolution. You agreed, but stated you would only do so after there was a proposal on the table. On December 17th, the proposal was delivered to you. On December 25th, Christmas Day, an updated version of this proposal was delivered to you. Despite this, you continue to refuse to get into room with us to hash out a resolution. In addition, you continue to refuse to agree to a timeline with key milestones. Every time we ask you to tangible engagement, you hide behind lawyers, investment bankers, and process. After 6 weeks, your behavior is not only completely unacceptable, it is unconscionable. The idea in your head that you can quietly hide in your ivory tower and that this will all just magically go away or that this is someone else's problem is pure fantasy. To be clear, this mess is entirely of your making. Digital Currency Group, of which you are the founder and CEO, owes Genesis its wholly owned subsidiary 1.675 billion. This is money that Genesis owes to ARN users and other creditors. You took this money, the money of school teachers, to fuel greedy share buybacks, illiquid venture investments, and kamikaze grayscale NAV trades that ballooned the fee-generating assets under management of your trust, all at the expense of creditors and all for your own personal gains. It is now time for you to take responsibility for this and do the right thing. It's not lost on us that you started your career as a bankruptcy restructuring associate, and it's not lost on us that you have been working desperately to try and firewall DCG from the problems that you created at Genesis. You should dispense with this fiction because we all know what you know, that DCG and Genesis are beyond commingled. Everyone takes orders from you and always has, and anything you have done after the fact to pretend otherwise won't hold up. If instead you had put all of this energy towards finding a resolution, you would have been done by now. Everyone would be in a better place, including you. And then he ends with this paragraph. ARN users are tired, they are scared, many are now in dire straits, and yet despite all that they have had to endure, they have been remarkably patient and supportive, but there is only so much more they can take. They deserve a resolution for a recovery of the assets they lent to you and an end to this nightmare. To that end, and for the final time, we are asking you to publicly commit to working together to solve this problem by January 8th, 2023. We remain ready and willing to work with you, but time is running out. Sincerely, Cameron Winklevoss. Wow, that is a super intense, almost emotional letter. And to make things more interesting, Barry actually replied to this tweet. And this is his reply. So he says, DCG did not borrow 1.675 billion from Genesis. So yeah, that statement, I don't know. So DCG has never missed an interest payment to Genesis and is current on all loans outstanding. Next loan maturity is May 2023. DCG delivered to Genesis and your advisors a proposal on December 29th and has not received any response. So yeah, I don't know what's happening behind and who is actually saying the truth. So I would just say this looks really messy. The public dispute between two major crypto businesses threatens to further undermine faith in the sector after the FTX implosion, rocked the entire crypto industry and exposed firms to trouble. And this kind of situation, messy situation, is really bad for the industry and gives more power to the critics of crypto. For example, Jim Cramer replied to the same tweet that as I predict another weak year for crypto, I do ponder how many people are still involved now, many millions of people. And as an investor, that is as a public investor, we have a lot less information about what actually is going on. And there's a clear lack of trust in this kind of cases. For example, this user of the Gemini program is tweeting that it's crystal clear that Winklevoss knew Genesis was in serious trouble by September after 3 arrows imploded. There was no attempt to warn us. Another user saying also on November 11, they sent a message to all customers saying Gemini has no material exposure to FTX or Alameda. Then 5 days later, they restrict withdrawals. That is unethical corporate behavior and illegal. I would have withdrawn funds if they did not give us that false assurances. Yeah, this is the situation for many of the investors. If we got some warning, some notice at least, we could have been much more prepared, but we were completely in shock when suddenly the withdrawals are stopped. And if you are interested about this particular class action lawsuit that is against Gemini and against Winklevoss, here are some more details. So the investors who filed the lawsuit in Manhattan Federal Court on December 27th have accused the Winklevoss brothers and their firm of fraud and violations of securities laws. According to the complaint, the products offered through Gemini Earn have not been registered, which prevented investors from receiving necessary disclosures to assess the risk of using the platform. This lack of registration is a violation of securities laws, which require companies to register their products and provide necessary disclosures to investors in order to protect them from potential fraud or other risk. Gemini Earn was launched in 2020 with the promise of generating up to 8% in interest on crypto holdings. However, the platform has faced major issues since November when it halted withdrawals due to exposure to troubled trading firm Genesis Global Capital. The platform has been unavailable to users since then, with millions of dollars of assets reportedly stuck on Genesis. Some reports estimate that crypto lender Genesis and its parent company, a digital currency group, owe as much as $900 million to Gemini. And so this article further says, overall, the lawsuit against the Winklevoss brothers and Gemini highlights the risk that investors face when using cryptocurrency platforms and the importance of proper registration and disclosure in order to protect investors. And that's exactly why do your due diligence to the maximum extent possible wherever you are dealing with crypto exchanges or crypto assets. And by the way, no part of this video is an investment or legal advice. It is only for informational purpose. That pretty much wraps up this video. If you liked it, do smash the like button and also don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.